Hi kids, Grandpa here. It's time to irrigate. When we irrigate the farm, that means we water the farm using big sprinklers called wheel lines. In many places, a farm gets plenty of water from rain. We live in a desert though, and we don't get enough rain to grow much of anything except these bushes here called sagebrush. Sagebrush isn't very good to eat. To get much of anything to grow here, you need water. The water for our farm comes from those mountains. You can see the snow. When the snow melts, the water comes down the mountains in rivers and streams. The water from the river is diverted or put into man-made rivers and streams called canals. This structure, or big concrete box, is for measuring and filtering the water that comes in the canal. Some of the water from the canal enters the box right here. The rest of the water goes on down the canal. The water that comes into our box falls across a little waterfall that has a screen under it. The cleaner water goes through the screen under the little waterfall and into the pipe that goes to our farm. The dirty water that has leaves and sticks in it runs off the screen and through this hole. That water then runs out of this pipe back into the canal where it can be used by other people. After the clean water goes through the screen and into the pipe that comes to our farm, we get that water out of a special valve. This is what that valve looks like. When it's time to water, we put a bonnet over the valve. The handle on the bonnet opens the valve and the water goes into that big black hose. Before you move the wheel line, you have to turn the water off, unhook the pipe, and let the water run out of the pipe. Then you have to drag the bonnet and the hose and attach it to the next valve. Then you have to go to the mover that moves the wheel line to the next place. When you irrigate, sometimes you find wild animals hiding in the field. This animal is a baby deer called a fawn. He's pretty little and he's wet from the sprinkler. The wheel line almost ran him over. If we hook up the wheel line here, he'll get watered all night. The water from the snow on the mountains is very cold, and if we do that, it could kill him. We'll move the water to another place and come back here after his mother has moved him somewhere else. This is the mover that moves the wheel line. It looks like the water is pretty well ran out of the pipe, so let's move the wheel line. This is what it looks like underneath the yellow hood. We'll close the choke on the engine and pull the starter cord. After it starts, we'll open the choke back up. Now we'll pull on the handle and the mover will start moving the wheel line. You can see all the gears and the chains that make this thing move. When the wheel line gets far enough up the field, we'll stop the mover and turn off the engine. We'll put the cover back down so the engine doesn't get all wet. Now we'll go back and hook things up at the valve. we'll put this latch down, because if we don't, when the water comes in, it'll come apart and spray water everywhere. Now we'll turn the water back on. Can you see Sasha, that big white dog coming up the driveway? She doesn't look like she's in much of a hurry, does she? She looks like she's watching the sprinklers too. They are kind of fun to watch and listen to. I sure like them. How about you? Well, that's all for this time, kids. See ya. Bye now.